artists, and welcome back to art class. For this week's project, we are going to be learning how to make three-dimensional letters. And since we love art so much, what better word to use than love? L-O-V-E. So I'm going to show you how to make those letters, but three-dimensional, so they're kind of block letters. And you are going to take a piece of paper and you can fold it to make yourself four boxes. So you can fold it in half and then fold it in half again. So when you unfold, you have your four boxes. I would probably hold it vertically if you're using a regular rectangular piece of paper. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you would like to try turning your paper into a square similar to what we have here, if you take a regular old plain piece of paper and you take a corner and you bring it down so that the edges touch like that. It's going to take a little bit of folding, make sure those edges are touching. You can trim off the extra off the bottom and make yourself a square piece of paper. But for this project, a rectangular sheet will work just fine. Just fold it in half again, and you'll give yourself four boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through how to draw the L, the O, the V, and the E three-dimensionally here on my paper pad. Remember, you can pause and rewind the video as we go, and then we're going to talk about different ways that you can decorate your letters and color them. The first letter that we're going to start off with is the letter L. Now you've seen I've already drawn a block letter L. It's pretty easy, just drawing straight lines, horizontal and vertical, to create your block letter L. If you would like to make your lines a little bit more straighter, I encourage you to use a ruler, but I'm just going to freehand them. I don't expect them to be perfect, but if you would like them to be a little straighter, I would encourage you to use a ruler. Now what I'm going to do to make my L three-dimensional is I'm going to draw a series of diagonal lines. Now remember, diagonal lines go corner to corner. Horizontal goes side to side, vertical goes up and down, diagonal goes corner to corner. So what I'm going to do is every corner of my block letter L that doesn't go inside the L, I'm going to draw a diagonal. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to head up to the right this way, just like you can see here. So I'm going to draw a little diagonal here, a little one here. I can draw a little one here. I can draw one here and one here. I can't do one here because that's going to be on the inside of my L. I want to stay outside the L. And then I'm going to connect them together by keeping those lines parallel with these. You don't want them to be down. You want them to be straight. Parallel lines run right next to each other, and they will literally never meet. Okay? Lines that eventually cross are not parallel. Parallel lines are exactly like an equal sign, and they will never meet. So I'm going to draw another line here that's parallel to this one. It's going to come down here. Then I'm going to draw one that's parallel here. I might have to extend it out a little bit. And then one here. And there's my block letter L. Very easy. So you start off three-dimensional L. So you start off with the block letter, and then you turn it 3D. Remember, you can always pause and rewind this video if you need to. Now I'm going to move on to the O. Block letter O's are pretty easy to draw. Do the outside, then the inside, and now we need to make it look 3D. Now since an O is a round shape, we're going to be adding kind of like a C curve on the inside, and then the opposite on this side, because we're going to pretend that this block letter O, that we could tilt it and we would be able to see this side and this side. We want to do the same as this. So on the inside of my O, I'm going to make kind of like a little letter C, and I'm going to do the same thing out here where it touches here. I'm going to bring it out and bring it back in. And there's my three-dimensional O. So L, O. Now we're going to do the letter V. Start off with your block letter first. V is a diagonal line. You do want to make it flat at the bottom. I know normally a V is pointy, but since we're doing block letters, we want to make sure that the bottoms of our letters are flat. So you are going to make that flat bottom, bring it back up, bring it in. I always bring in both sides first, and then it's parallel, parallel. Remember, parallel to these two lines running along each other, and they would never run into each other. Now we're going to make it 3D. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my letter L. If it goes inside my letter, I'm not going to draw a line there, so I can't do one here. I'm going to jump up to this corner. I can do a little one there. This corner will work. Now the inside, I can't really do one there because it's going to hit the inside, but I am going to show you how we make it still look 3D. Up to this corner, I can do a diagonal, and I can do one here. I'm going to make a parallel line running down the side of the letter V, a horizontal one, a horizontal one. Now, even though we don't have a point, we're going to pretend that it would be somewhere behind here. So I am going to run parallel, and I'm going to stop when I hit that. And that is how I make my three-dimensional letter V. Now on to E, which can be a little tricky. So again, pause and rewind the video if you need to. Take your time. Follow the steps along with me. Once I do it, you do it, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to make my block letter E, horizontal line. Now when I make block letter E's, I work from the outside in. So do your top and your bottom. Little line up, little line down. Bring it in like that, because you don't want to work from the bottom down, because then you might end up with a top of the E that's a little fatter and then a skinny bottom. So you want to work from the outside in. I'm going to bring it down and up, and then make the inside. Now I'm going to do the same steps that I took with the V and the L with all of my corners, whatever doesn't go inside the E. Now there's going to be a lot of them because this E has a lot of corners. This one works here, here, not here, because that goes inside. I can do one here, 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 not this corner, because that goes inside the E. But I can do one here, 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 and not here, because that goes inside the E. So I have lots of lines, and now I have to connect them with parallel lines. So I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. Horizontal line across, vertical line down, horizontal line across. Now here, I don't really have a point, but I'm still going to make a parallel line. So it goes straight up and down, straight up and down. Same thing here. Horizontal line, straight up and down, just like I did here, and vertical. And that is how you make your block letter E. Now, after you're all done making your block letters, comes the fun part, which is the coloring. You can color these however you want. You can put designs on the letters. You could just leave the backgrounds plain. You could decorate the backgrounds and leave the letters just solid colors, whatever works for you. You can also include some hearts around it if you'd like. You don't have to do that. Go ahead and design it whichever way you would want. What I would say is when you're coloring the letters though, make sure that you make the front of your letter a different color from the sides of your letter, because it will help your letter stand out and look even more three-dimensional. For example, this letter O is a great example because it's very light with the yellow and the green on the outside, but then a darker green on the sides, which really helps make it look 3D. If you made the whole thing the same color, it wouldn't look 3D anymore. It would just look kind of like a weird letter with an extra piece on top of it. So you want to make sure that you make those two parts two different colors. I do encourage you to take a black marker and trace those lines that you use when you split your paper up to kind of help define those boxes. And then you can do different patterns, different designs, all kinds of different colors within your 3D letters. So again, remember, you can always pause and rewind the video, draw your 3D letters, L-O-V-E, and then color them however you want. Don't forget to take a picture of your artwork and send it to me so I can grade it. And I'm looking forward to seeing your three-dimensional masterpieces. And I'll see you guys again next time for art class. Bye.